talks between Iran and the US now because the Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has begun a 2-day visit to Oman, which is mediating those ongoing nuclear talks between Tehran and Washington. He says he's looking to promote peace and stability, that coming just after the US President Donald Trump described the latest negotiations as very, very good. But tensions remain as well. Philip, so some good news there, as I mentioned, but still very different signals, aren't there, coming out of Washington and Tehran?
Well, I think you have to judge it by yourself, Stuart. If you look at the signals coming out of the United States, Donald Trump has said that it's almost done. There's going to be an announcement within the next 2 days. Well, he said that on Sunday. The 2 days have gone by. There's still no announcement. So maybe wishful thinking on the part of the US president, who's always one for saying, yes, I'm going to get a deal very quickly, and then no deal. As far as a man is concerned, they're saying that so far there is not a conclusive way forward between the two sides. And the Iranian president has said that, well, the country could survive if there is no deal with the United States. And there are two other pieces of news that just come out in the last half an hour. The first one from Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, who said there is hope for progress in a deal between the United States and Iran. But the Iranian nuclear chief, Mohammad Eslami, has also issued a statement saying that if there is a deal, they may allow inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency, the UN-backed body, into Iran to inspect nuclear installations there. But going back to what you were talking about just now, with the threats by Israel, it appears that the relationship between Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump is not very good right now, basically for two reasons. First, because Donald Trump wants an end to the conflict in Gaza, and secondly, because of the situation in Iran. And remember that Benjamin Netanyahu was against the original Iranian nuclear accord back in 2015 that was drawn up by Barack Obama, Donald Trump's predecessor. And he has made it pretty clear that he is much more in favor of attacking Iranian nuclear installations directly and not trying to negotiate with Iran some kind of nuclear deal. Both men say that Iran is in a weak position right now, but they have differing views about how to move forward on that. The Americans say Iran is weak due to the almost annihilation of Hezbollah and the weakening of Hamas and the weakening also of the Houthi rebels in Yemen. So therefore, this is a good time to try to negotiate with them a way out of the nuclear disagreement. Israel is saying what we need to do now is to bomb that nuclear installation because Iran is in a weak position and it can't fight back. If we don't do it now, it'll be too late and they're going to rebuild that nuclear capacity and possibly a nuclear bomb.
What's the big stumbling block, Philip? Is it uranium enrichment? Is that it?
Well, that is the big stumbling block, really, as far as the discussions between the US and Iran are concerned. Donald Trump wants the Iranians to stop enriching uranium completely. The Iranians say that is a red line that they're not going to cross, basically because they have the right to do that due to them being a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. If you look back at the agreement that was signed in 2015, it was signed by the US, of course, France, the UK, the European Union, Russia, China, and Germany. And Iran agreed to reduce its uranium enrichment to 3.67% for 15 years. Well, at the moment, that uranium enrichment has shot right the way up to 60 to 70%. And if it reaches 90%, then the Iranians will be in a position to produce a nuclear weapon. So they have increased that after Donald Trump pulled out of that accord in 2018. What Donald Trump is trying to do now is to bring them back into a new agreement after having described the previous one as horrible. And also there's one other point there, which is that the negotiators are at odds about where Iran's excess uranium should be transferred. That is also further complicating the talks right now.
So at the end of the day, I suppose the big question, Philip, is whether Donald Trump is going to come out of this with a better deal with Iran, assuming there is a deal, than the previous one.
And that's the question that no one can answer right now, Stuart, because what Donald Trump wants is a deal. He likes deals. He wants to be seen as the man who's brought peace to several areas of the world and has brought Iran back to the negotiating table and reached a deal. It doesn't really matter what that deal is, but he wants a deal. Will he reach a better deal than in 2015? Well, when it comes to enriching uranium, that looks like it's a red line that Donald Trump is not going to achieve. So at best, he might get back to that 3.67% of enrichment level that was already in the previous agreement. I think what the US is hoping to make this slightly different from the agreement that was drawn up by Barack Obama is that the the duration of the agreement will be more than just 10 to 15 years. It's due to come to an end in 2030. I think what the Americans would like to do is to sign an agreement with the Iranians that would last for 30, 40 or 50 years. They give much more leeway to then trying to work out some kind of way forward with Iran in the future. But it's difficult to know exactly where this is all going to play out. For the moment, no news from either side, no real advances being made in any positive way to say we're almost on the cusp of signing an agreement. I think we'll know more after the next round of talks take place between the Iranians and the US.
Philip, thanks very much. Philip Turle,